What if we've been building houses the wrong way for 100 years? While we argue about interest rates and zoning, we're still framing houses in the rain, one nail at a time. Meanwhile, modular construction is cutting build times by 30 to 50%. Here's how. Instead of doing everything on site, modular moves up to 80% of the labor into a controlled factory environment. Foundations are poured while modules are built simultaneously. That overlap alone can shave months off a project. And time is money. Faster builds mean lower interest rate carry costs, lower overhead, early rental revenue. Cost savings can reach 20% compared to traditional stick-built construction. Nearly 20% of modular single-family homes sell for under $300,000, outperforming conventional builds. There's also a labor advantage. Assembly line precision reduces dependence on scarce skilled trades, shifting repetitive work into efficient factory systems. And when modular pairs with community land trust, you get something powerful. Housing that stays affordable long-term, not just at first sale. HUD and FEMA are increasingly issuing modular-first proposals. This isn't experimental anymore. It's a production shift. If abundance in housing is possible, it won't happen one job site at a time. It will happen on a factory floor.
For decades, you've probably heard the promise of building our homes in factories. Faster, cheaper, and better. But for just as long, that promise has been haunted by some pretty spectacular failures. So today, we're going to dig into why this time the factory-built dream is finally actually becoming a reality.
But first, we really need to understand the problem that's forcing this change. See, the traditional construction industry is facing a crisis like it's never seen before.
And that crisis, it kicks off with one staggering number, 500,000. And that's not the total number of workers, oh no. That's how many extra workers the industry needs, right now, just to keep up with demand.
So what does a massive labor shortage like that really mean? It means the traditional job site, out in the rain, the mud, relying on this super complex dance of different trades, is really struggling. It's leading to huge project delays and costs that are just spiraling out of control everywhere. The old way of doing things? It's hitting a wall, hard.
For years, the big idea, the proposed answer, has been modular construction. Let's just take the whole building process off-site and put it into a controlled factory. But hey, if you're feeling skeptical about that, you have every right to be. This idea has a long and, let's just say, troubled past.
So, before we look forward, we absolutely have to look back. We need to understand exactly why this seemingly brilliant idea has been kind of a graveyard for ambition.
Everybody, meet the Lustron home. So picture this, it's right after World War II, and America has a massive housing shortage. The Lustron Corporation comes along with this incredibly bold vision. Let's mass-produce steel homes on an assembly line, just like we build cars. And you know what? Hundreds of thousands of orders came pouring in.
But that dream just completely crumbled under the weight of reality. Production was way too slow, so they missed the peak of the housing crisis. The costs ballooned, making these factory homes even more expensive than traditional ones. And on top of all that, you had this patchwork of different building codes, banks that were nervous about lending for a non-traditional home, and serious pushback from trade unions. It was basically death by 1,000 cuts.
The collapse of Lustron created this powerful, lasting story. To a lot of people, it was definitive proof that you just couldn't build houses like you build cars. And that stigma, it stuck around for generations, making investors and builders incredibly wary of trying it again.
And look, this isn't just ancient history. Even in our time, we've seen these heavily funded, super high-profile modular companies like Katerra and Vive burn through billions of dollars and just collapse. They were plagued by everything from supply chain chaos to just bad management. So, with a history like that, it is totally fair to ask, why are we even talking about this? Well, because something has fundamentally, completely changed. We've reached a turning point.
Right. This is the crucial question. If it failed after World War II and it failed just a few years ago, what on earth makes today the moment that modular construction finally works? Well, the answer isn't one single thing. It's this powerful convergence of new technology that simply didn't exist before.
The difference is a full-blown technological revolution that is totally transforming how we design and how we build.
And this, right here, shows the fundamental shift. On the left, you've got the unpredictable, muddy, weather-beaten chaos of a traditional site. On the right, the clean, controlled, automated world of a modern factory. We're literally leaping from organized chaos to data-driven precision.
Okay, so the first pillar of this revolution is a technology called BIM, or Building Information Modeling. The easiest way to think about it is like creating a perfect digital twin of the building before a single piece of material is ever even touched.
And here's the game changer. BIM eliminates all the guesswork. So instead of finding out on site that a pipe doesn't fit, every single wire, every beam, and every pipe is fitted perfectly in the digital world first. This de-risks the entire process, and it's what makes true manufacturing precision possible.
The second pillar is innovation in the actual materials we use. This here is mass timber, specifically something called cross-laminated timber, or CLT. It's incredibly strong, it's sustainable because it stores carbon, and most importantly, it's engineered with such precision that it's just perfectly suited for being made into panels and modules in a factory.
And when you put the two methods side by side, the advantages are just undeniable. Instead of rain delays, you have a climate-controlled factory. Instead of a slow step-by-step process, you can build the modules at the exact same time the foundation is being poured on site. And in the factory, you can use automation that slashes labor costs and has the precision to cut material waste by up to 80%. The efficiency gains are just enormous.
So you combine these amazing new technologies with the urgent, desperate need for housing and labor, and the conclusion becomes pretty clear. The future of construction, or at least a very large part of it, is going to be built in a factory. It all boils down to three key advantages. First, speed. Projects get done up to 50% faster. Second, quality. Building in a controlled factory setting means way fewer mistakes and defects. And third, sustainability. With so much less waste, it's just a much smarter, more efficient way to build.
And this isn't some small thing. This matters on a global scale. The demand for new buildings is not slowing down. To meet a $22 trillion market, we simply can't afford the old, inefficient ways. Modular isn't just a cool niche idea anymore, it's becoming an economic necessity.
Just look at the difference. We have come a long, long way from those post-war steel boxes, right? Today's modular buildings can be architecturally stunning, incredibly sustainable, and just really well built. The old stigma of the cheap, cookie-cutter prefab home is finally being demolished by this new reality.
Unlike every other attempt in the past, the technology, the materials, and the desperate need have all finally lined up. This time really is different. The factory-built future is here. The only question left is, are we ready to build it?